And a good Wednesday, everybody. Phillies fastball is back. We are 1 hour from first pitch, but we are going to look at last night's big pitching debut of one Andrew Painter. Phil's win. I got my guys, Oscar and Jeff. I'm Mike Gill. Phillies fastball, episode 3, guys. Well, Painter last night was really the story. We're going to look over his box in just a minute, but it was kind of a typical Phillies game last night. Hit a couple home runs, get some good pitching, and they win 3-2. Another offensive ugly night, but the pitching. Andrew Painter, boys, he was the story.
Go ahead, Jeff. You start, and then I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Mike. I was impressed. That's all I gotta say about it. I mean, fastball was great, averaged 96.9 miles per hour. I mean, dipped a little in the fifth of the sixth, but that's to be expected, right? Curveball. I asked Rob Thompson last night, was that the best you've ever seen his curveball? He said probably, and he said I'd have to look back at it, but he said yeah, I mean, he was great there. Look, Oscar, I'm loving these stats up, by the way. The curveball, how about 10 of 19, or it was 10 of 17, I think it was either called strike or a whiff. That's really impressive for Andrew Painter. Slider was working through 6 pitches last night. They needed that start badly, and they got it.
Yeah, by the way, Oscar, before we get to you on this one, I thought, Jeff, you being in the ballpark last night, it was an atmosphere that he could have been overtaken by this moment. So tell us a little bit about his walk onto the field, him entering the field, and what the anticipation from the fans was like for him.
So I'll tell you what, Mike, when I watched him warm up in the bullpen and then walk to the dugout when they were basically announcing the starting lineup, Dan Baker's going through everything, and he did the long JT Real Muto one when he was batting eighth. I saw JT say something to Painter. Painter didn't even flinch. I think JT was just trying to crack a smile out of him and nothing. And so I talked to Justin Crawford and Otto Kemp after the game just to get the vibe of Andrew Painter, because I know how Andrew is. And they said, look, he was the same old guy. That's him. That's his demeanor. We don't need to rattle him. We don't need to spook him. He said, he's always joking with them in the dugout on nights he's pitching, but when the nights he pitches, he's all business. And you can say something to him. He, will say something back, but they know how he operates. They know he goes into the tunnel. They know he just kind of reflects on everything or does what he has to do. And he's a jittery guy, but not on game nights. He's cool as a cucumber, cool, calm, and collected were the 3 words I kept getting from those guys. And I mean, it was great to see. And I think the fans like that. I think the fans like how he was ready for the moment, and you needed him to be ready for a game like last night. It was a big game for him, but a big game for the organization as well.
Yeah, Oscar, you've been in attendance as the play-by-play voice in many games for guys who make their debut. Mick Abel, we saw last year. Andrew Painter, what impressed you about, you look at the numbers on the screen there, the velocity, the whiff percentage. I thought, he really mixed his stuff in. What did you think?
Guys, we've been waiting for Andrew to make his debut for so many years. And seeing his performance yesterday, the poise, the execution. I told you yesterday, look at where Realmuto Smith is at and look where he's throwing. I mean, he was pinpointing. I mean, he was pinpointing those pitches. I mean, I was so impressed with the kid. Look, to me, a star was born yesterday. He's going to be one of the best pitchers. If he remains healthy, he's going to be one of the best pitchers in the history of this team. I love this kid. I love his poise. He's good. He's as good as advertised. I mean, his delivery, his fastball, probably not as much whiff as I want to see. That will come with time after the Tommy Young, but the use of his slider, his curveball, the way he set up the fastball, and then how he started using his secondary pitches was really, really impressive. So, look, and the performance is there, right? He has, the second best, after Mick Abel and 9 strikeout performance and Simmons in 1947. He's tied for the 3rd best performance in the history of the team in terms of strikeouts. And look, he has more strikeouts than Hamill and Nola did in their debut. So look, guys, this is the beginning of something special. We need to be patient with him. There's going to be some days where that fastball is going to come in the middle of the plate, just like we saw with Luzardo a couple of days ago. and they're going to hit home runs. But to me, this was historic, and a star was born yesterday, and this guy is going to be a Philly for many years to come, and he's going to be very, very good.
Yeah, and I know that, hey, listen, I was bullish on him. I told people I think he could be a top 15 this year's Cy Young candidate, and you might say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, listen, his name has been mentioned with the Paul Skeens and the Nolan McLeans and the top-level young pitchers, so why shouldn't our expectations be there? Well, you saw why they should be there last night. The big thing will be for him is consistency. What will he look like in his next start? But I was impressed with the fact that it's, at home, the fans are there. And, guys, we talked about it yesterday, the pressure on him to keep this team in the game because the offense has been struggling. And we can take a look at what the offense did last night. It wasn't an impressive night by any stretch of the imagination. You look at the box score here, Schwarber hits a home run. That's what you get. Garcia, he hit a home run. It's the formula that they used on opening day, the long ball. You got the one run. Oscar, you texted us last night, hey, put the ball in play, and that's what happens. That's how they ended up getting their third run. But for the most part, the offense, not a lot last night. They got out-hit by the Nationals last night.
You know what, guys, it was funny. We were I was talking to a couple of the guys in the press box last night, and when it was 3-2, I'm like, doesn't it feel like it should be more than 3-2 right now? And that's kind of the vibe of this team. Like, they were up 3-0. Andrew Painter was pitching. Everybody was in cruise control. They got to run the 6th. They got to run the 7th. And you're like, are they going to really try to blow this game with their horses? Tanner Banks, Brad Keller, and Johan Duran. And, I mean, if it wasn't for Brandon Marsh making that read on that last fly ball, we're having a much different conversation today.
Look, guys, to me, yesterday was a very, very important day for the Phillies and the 2006 version of this team. What Painter did, I mean, Christopher, what would you have after the first go around of the starting pitching? Cristopher Sanchez was fantastic, and Painter was fantastic. I mean, the rest of the guys, I mean, they were not ideal. I mean, Luzardo's going to be much, much better. He has all the talent in the world. Nola was okay. And then Taiwan was Taiwan. So once Wheeler comes in, if Wheeler comes in full cylinder, we're going to have a hell of a starting pitching. I mean, this is what's going to carry this team. Without a doubt, our lineup is not there. I mean, they're not sinking. I mean, you see Turner. I mean, what you see on this team right now is individual performance versus the job of a team. What you saw 2 nights ago from the Nationals and what you've seen in some of the teams we face when we've lost games is they play as a team. We're not, our hitting is not, I mean, they're not complementing each other. We're not seeing that. We were lucky that Harper got that ground ball. We were able to score that third run. I mean, the bottom line is, I said it before, if we don't hit home runs, this team doesn't win games. We hit 2 home runs yesterday and we won the game.
Yeah, and you mentioned it, the fact that Harper comes up again, he hits a ground ball to first base, and quite frankly, that's an awful play by the first baseman over there. I mean, that's a play that needs to be an out. And then the next at bat, you get Bohm, who grounds into a 5-4-3, which really, that's a spot where you're hoping Bohm breaks that game open. But again, 0 for 3, Bohm down to 118 on the season, 0 for 4 from Stott in the 5-hole. So your 4-5 hitters, you're back to this spot now where that 4-5 spot in the lineup, who we start to say, how do you mix and match guys there? Well, maybe Garcia is raising his hand. And Marsh, quite frankly, Marsh is hitting 400. Remember last year, guys, it's April 1st. He did not have a hit in the month of April last year. Not one. So he's already gotten off to a much better start than a year ago. But, man, JT, 083. This lineup, I think, is going to be – we're going to be talking about it right here on Phillies Fastball. They're a couple bats short in that lineup, and I don't know how you mix and match to fix it. And they're going to have to win a lot of games 3-2, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reality of things. I mean, I think we're 0 for 15 with runners in scoring position in the last 2 games. I mean, you ain't going to win a lot of games like that. I mean, and that's where we're at the bottom of the list here. And 3.4 runs per game is not going to do it. Our pitching was better yesterday, and we were down from the 7th down to the 6 runs per game. And the Marlins, believe it or not, they're in first place. I mean, they're 4-1. So, look, it's very early. I mean, things will turn around, but our hitting needs to start waking up, and we need a lot of more base hits than you're not going to win a season by just hitting home runs. I mean, you can slug as much as you can. One encouraging sign is Garcia. I'm seeing, I mean, the exit velocity on his hitting is really good. So he's beginning to has two doubles and a home run. I mean, we're getting there with Garcia, but the rest of the team, we need to start playing more complementary baseball, and I haven't seen that so far this year.
Yeah, a couple of us talked to Garcia after the game last night, and he said, look, he's being very patient with his approach. And he said, you know, when you hit the ball hard, good things are going to come. And I think we saw that last night. That home run is not a home run in 21 out of 30 major league ballparks. But he plays in Citizens Bank Park now. We know the home run numbers are going to be elevated because he's there. But yeah, I agree with you, Oscar. I've been very impressed with his at-bats. He just seems to be choking up on the bat right now, really trusting his swing. I mean, I would never have guessed through 5 games that, and Adolis Garcia has had some nice defensive plays, but I would think his hitting is outshining his defense right now. I would not have guessed that.
Well, and guys, you know, one thing I talked about Garcia, for him to have a successful season, I thought it was imperative for him to do something in this homestand so that the fans are on his side early. The last thing he needed was to be struggling, and then the boo birds come out. He's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion and fire. I mean, you remember that playoff run he had. He was unbelievable, but a lot of that was he did a home run. The crowd would go nuts. He's slamming his bat. We know how emotional of a player he is. So I thought it was very important for him to get off to a good start so that hopefully that propels him to have a big year. And if they can get him to hit 25, 28 home runs, that's something this team has just not had really in this era of Phillies baseball.
You know what, Mike? I think it's funny too, like being at the ballpark 3 of the 5 games already, the vitriol from the fans seems to be coming at Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Bohm, guys that have been there. Like Garcia, it's like, hey, let's give him a warm reception here. He's the new guy, you know. Let you know, maybe we can get the most out of him. Or even Brandon Marsh has been getting allowed it, because I think a lot of fans know he's really good against right-handed pitching. And Otto Kemp's a likable guy. Justin Crawford's a new guy. Andrew Painter, the starting pitcher. But yeah, it's like most of the boos have come out for the Bryce Harpers and Trey Turner, the guys making the big money.
And here are the results of what the big guys are doing.
Yeah, well, and you guys know this. You know this. In the sports world we live in today, it's like you want something new. You want turnover. You want new toys. You know, people love free agency. They almost like the concept of building a team more than keeping a team. So it's like, if you give me the same guys 4 or 5 years and they don't get the job done, I want new guys. I don't want the same 4 or 5 the same guys 4 or 5 years if they don't get the job done. And I think people are growing increasingly more frustrated with the top of the order guys. I don't think Schwarber's in that mix. I think Schwarber has is kind of like separated, but Bohm for sure. Harper is getting there. And Turner, I got to be honest, I talked about it yesterday. He's just not a connectable guy. He has no personality at all. You wouldn't know that he was top 5. And I told you guys, he was top 5 MVP last year. I had no idea that he finished in the top 5 last year.
You know what, Mike? Would you know he finished top 5 in MVP twice and won 2 batting titles?
You know what? I feel like when he played elsewhere, he felt like a more dangerous player as an opponent than he feels as a more dangerous player for you.
I was surprised. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, when prior to him coming here, when he was playing for the Nationals and the Dodgers, I mean, leadoff guy, he can run, he can do so many things on the field. This guy is an athlete. I mean, this guy is a very, very talented guy, and he could do everything. And look, when I see him right now, I mean, that long swing, I mean, it's frustrating at times. I mean, that's a reality. The other guys we should give kudos to is Brandon March. I mean, against right-handed hitting, I mean, the guy is absolute. I mean, he's hitting 400. So with a couple of doubles. So March has started in good shape. I mean, it's the reality of it. I mean, we're down to the issue of chasing. I mean, chasing too many pitches, not having enough discipline at bats. And as I said before, it's individual performance versus a collective performance. And until this team begins to make better contact, we're going to be There's going to be this up and down, but definitely our hitting is not where it needs to be. I mean, and when you look at our pitching, I mean, look, it's not much better. I mean, in terms of we're 29th in ERA, 28th is starting pitching, and 23rd on relief pitching. They're good signs that I see on the right. Low baseball balls percentage. We're top 10 in Major League Baseball. And then our Ks, particular starting pitching, we're 4th in Ks. So those are some things that should, over time, be able to be much more successful. And the key, as I said before, this is the most important stat for me, that ERA or starting pitching. We're 28th. I mean, once Wheeler comes in, this is going to be much, much better.
Well, and everybody, once they get a second turn, I think Luzardo, that will lower. I hope Nola bounces back. One number that I think we got to look at too, guys, though, is the core, as we mentioned. Turner, Harper, Schwarber, they're hitting a combined 120 on the season so far. That's going to have to take a turn no matter how good the pitching is, because the pitching can only do so much. If you're hitting 120 and then you throw Bohm in there, that top four is just not getting the job done outside of the 2 home runs for Schwarber that have both come in big moments. They've got to get that top of the order going if they want to have, a 90 plus win season. I don't know that that's a goal for them, but I would imagine you're going to need about 90 probably in this division.
Yeah, more than I think 90 to be on the wild card, maybe above 90 to be able to win the division. I mean, it's going to be a tough division. I mean, I think the Mets, with their ability to make contact, they're going to be a tough team. I mean, look, Senga pitched really, really well yesterday, but I mean, they lost to the Cardinals that had much better pitching than they did. So that was a good thing. And look, the reality, I'll give you a piece of good news. Look, we're top 5 against right-handed pitching in OPS, and we got a right-handed pitcher, Cavalli, going today. So that's a good news out of the whole story.
I'll say this. I know they only scored 3 runs. A lot of guys on that team hit the ball hard into the warning track yesterday. Stott had one. True. Turner had one. Garcia hit the ball well. Marsh had a couple hits. I even thought Bryce Harper had better at bats yesterday. So adding on to your point, Oscar, like if it's a right-handed pitcher, like when they got with Littell yesterday, they're probably going to hit the ball.
That's a good sign. Look, we're 30th. We're worse in baseball in OPS against left-handed pitching.
That first inning was brutal yesterday, huh? With how that started, they put in the lefty opener and then they went right to Littell, and those guys didn't miss a beat once he got in. I know that they didn't get runs right away, but there are some good hit ball. Like Garcia,
don't be surprised if a lot more teams do that to us moving forward.
Oh, they should. I would do it.
Right,
they should.
Yeah. By the way, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position last night, 0 for 11 in the game on Monday night. So 0 for 15 in this series with runners in scoring position. They did leave 5 guys on base. They get the 3-2 win. And you just mentioned it, guys. Yesterday, they did start a lefty, Cavalli, a right-hander. And the Phillies going with the same lineup today. Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Bohm, Stott, Garcia, Marsh, Realmuto, and Crawford. So day game after night game, you're not seeing them use any of some of the reserve guys to get them in there for the day game after the night game. I guess because they have the day off tomorrow. That probably tomorrow, figures right.
Travel day, yeah.
Yep.
But by the way, this team is not very good in the daytime, so hopefully that changes too.
All right. Well,
I hope Cavalli has had our number. He started two games against us. I mean, a 208 ERA, 13 innings. I mean, he has a nine Ks. On the other hand, Cristopher Sanchez have faced them, but 11 times. But some of those games were in the beginning of his career. So I remember him coming in one day for a doubleheader that we had with the Nationals, and he was pitching there. He's 3-2 with a 378. I expect much better things from him. CJ Abram has his number. He's gone 6 for 17 with a 353 batting average against them. On the other hand, Turner and Stott had the number of Cavalli so far. So it'll be an interesting game. I mean, we got to win the series. Here's our opportunity, guys, to basically take off. Remember last time we went to Colorado at the beginning of the year last year that we swept them? I think it was 4 games. We need to do the same thing. We need to win today, and we need to, sweep the Colorado Rockies so we could getting this team going.
I remember it was that West Coast trip, Colorado and Sacramento, and they just kind of never looked back after that.
By the way, as you mentioned, Sanchez gets the start today, and Cavalli, both opening day starters facing off for the Phillies and the Nationals as this completes the 3-game set. They have each won a game. Phillies trying to take that one before they head out west, as Jeff, you mentioned there. Some other quick little things here. You take a look at Duran. I want to get your guys' thoughts on him. Is there any concern with what we're seeing with Duran? That ball last night, we criticize Marsh in center field, but he makes a nice play in left, and I think we all feel that he's much better in left field. But, man, if Otto kept playing left field last night, we might have a different conversation today.
Well, this is where my thought process is. Otto Kemp ain't playing left field in the 9th inning of when Johan Duran's pitching. He just isn't. But my takeaway from this whole thing was, I don't know why Duran doesn't throw that knuckle curve more. He was completely fooling hairs that first at bat. And all of a sudden, let's throw the sinker. And I wanted to ask JT about that last night. Let's throw the sinker. Let's throw the fastball and the split. I'm like, that knuckle curve is a good pitch for him. I wish he'd use it more. It really kind of deceives hitters. But I'm not concerned about Duran because it's early, but he has been shaky.
I'll throw you this one based on this. I want Brian De La Cruz on this team. I think Brian De La Cruz was the MVP of the Dominican League. He absolutely crushed the baseball over the winter. He had a very good spring training. More isn't. I mean, you could pinch hit him. You can play him in left field. He's probably a better left fielder than any of the left fielders that we have. March made a great play yesterday. By the way, look at that ball that dropped in the 4th inning, where nobody could be able to catch that ball. I mean, our defense in the outfield needs to significantly improve versus what we had so far. And I know in one of the games, Crawford was not there, and his speed could have probably catch up to those balls. But we need to improve our outfield defense. I want to see Brian De La Cruz on this team. To me, he would be you could use him a lot more than you're using right now, more as the last guy on this bench.
You're not concerned Brian De La Cruz doesn't have a hit yet this season?
No. How many at bats he has?
Well, we always make this point with the big guys. Why not him? Right? We're doing the 5-game sample size.
Yeah.
Well, I think, though, one of the things Oscar's talking about is his left field defense, better than Kemp's defense. If you get anything offensively from him, that's a bonus. But Moore's giving you nothing. Kemp can play the same positions that Moore can play. Where else is Moore playing? I can understand if Moore was your
Moore
middle
infield.
Everywhere. Right, but how often is Dylan Moore going to play shortstop or second base? Never. You got Edmundo Sosa, who's that guy.
Exactly.
Kemp can play the corner infield, so Moore, he might play first base a day or third base. Kemp can play those two positions. I agree with you, Oscar. I think De La Cruz offers more power and is a better outfielder than
I'm just telling you what they want. They want him to get every day at bats, and it's that contract. That contract.
Okay, let me
make it. I'm just telling you. This is what they're telling you.
Let me tell you one thing. Let's imagine for a second, okay, that we're at the bottom of the 9th inning and we're losing by 2 runs and we got a man on first base. Who do you want hitting? Moore? You want hitting Mundito? You want hitting Marchand? Or you want Brian De La Cruz?
I would want Edmundo Sosa hitting.
I mean, probably Edmundo, but after Edmundo, you probably want Brian De La Cruz.
I agree with you. They need more power out of that. I'm just saying, there's the way they want to construct this team. There's just no room for the guy.
Yeah, that's the reality.
And I do think he's going to be up here at some point. I agree.
It's a long season. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just think they want him getting every day at bats.
I don't know if this is a make or break situation. My point, I think I agree with you, Oscar, is if I need an outfielder, I think De La Cruz is better outfielder than Dylan Moore is. Am I ever playing Dylan Moore at shortstop or second base? Probably not. Yeah. If I ever need him as a utility guy, he's going to play first or third. Kemp can play first and third. I think this is more about they want Kemp to get more regular at-bats, and because of that, the extra guy is Moore instead of De La Cruz, but it might be something they need.
Yeah, and they want De La Cruz to get, regular at bats, and the only way to do that is to keep him in Lehigh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right now,
that's fair.
Who needs outfielders, by the way? Like I always tell people, it's a trickle down effect. Lehigh's just got no one right now because they got guys hurt. Like I mean, let's think of it this way: do we think Brian De La Cruz is on this team if Gabriel Rincones is healthy? And Johan Rojas isn't suspended? I think he's on this team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, the Rojas thing, I think, really put a wrench in them because, as we saw the other day, they had to play Marsh in center field, and I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. And I think that's where they're stuck right now. Like, you would want Pedro Leon if you're going to have another center fielder on this team, but again, it's Lehigh don't have a center field. Like, they just had to put Cade Fergus on the development list who can play center field because Garrett Stubbs is going to be back as their number one catcher. And now Rene Pinto all of a sudden gets back to number 2, and he's signed here to be their number 1 in Lehigh. It's a weird dynamic right now.
And then Rincones, how's the dynamics with Rincones? He could come up. I mean, if a right fielder or something, you need a right fielder or something, he could also come up. So that's another option that we have.
Exactly. You know what, Oscar? Like, I was talking to people over the week, and like, I think if Rincones was healthy, he would have made this team.
All right. Well,
yeah, we just need that punch.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
And I think they thought it was him, but that's where I agree with your De La Cruz stuff, by the way. Like if you're looking for the pop, yes, I'm just saying they just want the regular at-bats.
Okay.
Real quick, where is Nori starting?
Nori is starting in Reading, and he's at
Reading. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's going to play left. Is he going to play left field?
So this is what I was told. He's going to play some center and left. He prefers to play left.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I'm interested to see if he hits his way to AAA. I mean, he obviously had a great WBC.
400.
If he's moving to the outfield, if he's a guy that they keep an eye on and say, hey, maybe we should look at Dante Nori as a possibility that could play the outfield. The problem with him, like everybody else, he hits left-handed.
Yeah, they got a lot of left-handed hitters.
Yeah.
Hey, trade some left-handed hitters for some right-handed hitters and problem solve. I mean, come on, guys.
He plays with Kyle. He plays with Kyle Schwarber. Maybe he'll work with Kyle Schwarber on how they hit left-handed pitching.
Well, at the end, by the way, Rincones also hits left-handed, does he not?
Yeah, he does. That's where I agree with Oscar. Like, where you need the right-handed power. Where are you getting it? Like, De La Cruz. That's where De La Cruz fits. That's where
De La Cruz maybe fits here. All right, boys. Phillies Nationals wrapping things up at Citizens Bank Park. They'll have the day off tomorrow, but we won't. Phillies fastball at noon. We'll look back at Cristopher Sanchez and Cade Cavalli at Citizens Bank Park. Then they head out to Colorado. Got a day game on Friday, so we'll get you all set for that one. Tomorrow at noon, Phillies fastball on all the social media platforms. Make sure you hit the repost button. Make sure you keep getting the word out there as we're back each and every day at noon right here on Phillies fastball. For Oscar and Jeff, I'm Mike. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody.
Take it easy.